We have Julie and Louise from London Borough of Camden, and Camden is doing an awful lot in terms of enhancing housing options and trailblazing. Is there anything that you'd like to say to highlight what you're doing?
Well, of course, we've got extra funding from the DCLG to enhance our housing options services, and that will run right across the housing needs group, bringing a much wider holistic approach to all our services, incorporating worklessness training initiatives, health and well-being initiatives, right through from people coming in at the door in housing need to those placed in temporary accommodation, and then people in permanent social housing in the borough. So it's going to roll out that holistic approach across all of those different client groups.
That sounds great, but cynics would say that people are looking for housing services and you're disturbing and interrupting them and telling them to do other things. How does that go down?
I think it very much depends how you approach these things with customers. I think you've got to do it with subtlety, but often a discussion about housing involves discussions about people's health. It involves discussions about their benefits and income maximisation issues anyway. So from those issues, it's often a short step to start talking about career goals and possible training opportunities that they might benefit from, and so on. So I think it's a subtle process, but I think if you've got the time and if you've got skilled staff, it can be done. I mean, Holly knows all about it from her work with overcrowding.
Yeah, I mean, housing is something that a family may focus on, their housing issues.
Yes.
They're inextricably linked, as Louise said, with other things, and over time, if you build a rapport with a customer, they'll be willing to sort of divulge that information and explore those issues with you in the longer term.
Now you're a housing specialist, but a lot of these services are provided by other professionals who might be working in other departments. The kind of silo mentality that's talked about. Do you find that is a problem, and how do you overcome that?
I don't find it too much of a problem. I mean, obviously different departments have different goals and objectives, and I think if you've got clear lines of communication, then you're ultimately both working for the same aim to improve that client's life one way or the other. I haven't come across it being a massive problem. And I think with our new Pathways for All service, we do have a dedicated team who will be forging those links with other organisations and forming good relationships, good service level agreements.
So the Pathways for All team will be a new team with legs in different departments, or a virtual team comprising people from different departments?
To an extent, the Pathways for All service is the new service that's going to be working with social housing tenants, and in that sense it's a brand new service, a new initiative, because I think a lot of those tenants, once they were housed, were almost forgotten about in terms of their future needs. So it will be a very proactive service, going out, knocking on people's doors, but it is based around the idea, the ethos of partnership working, because we recognise that as housing specialists we can't provide everything for people, and so half of the service, one of the teams in the new service is called a Partnership Opportunities Team, and will be dedicated to building strong partnerships with other services like employment and training services, like children's schools and family services, and indeed housing management services.
That's great. So you've got a strategy to tackle all of that. Now, the HEX project, and today's event about the HEX project, has gone live in Camden. How are you finding that project, and how is it being received by home seekers?
I think generally it's been received quite well. I think, there are a core group of people who've fallen out of employment, and they need some guidance in terms of how to get back into employment and training, and I think it's a very worthwhile sort of venture that, first of all, you do it through HEX, and then Louise's service takes that up through the Pathways for All, to guide people into the sort of employment arena.
Well, thanks very much, and we look forward to hearing more on Pathways for All. Thank you.